Hi, guys. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Sam Monreal, as I mentioned, and I am the Director of Sales and Marketing here at the Heil Group. And so my primary responsibilities here at our team are overseeing everything that involves lead gen. So, that involves our marketing efforts on web-based marketing, digital marketing, everything that encompasses, and then our inside sales team. So currently, between our inside sales staff here in our office and our virtual assistant inside sales staff, we have 8 people that are working kind of full-time on helping do lead gen and lead conversion for our team.
Cool. How many deals did you do, have you done so far this year, Sam, for your entire team?
So this year we're on pace to do. We're actually on pace to do, I believe, 300 transactions. So right now, as of last year, we did right at about 62 million, and our goal this year is to do about 80 million here in the Austin market.
That's fabulous. And it's fun. I love doing these things with clients like you because when we first came to you and said, hey, we have this idea of hiring virtual assistants and having a blended market. That's what you guys have, is a blended office where some of your prospectors are in-house and some are virtual. When we first came to you guys, you're like, I don't know, Daniel, this kind of sounds crazy. But now we're here and you're saying it works. What was that switch? What happened? How did you come from, I don't know if this is going to work, to now you know it works and you love it?
Well, so, one of the realities about a virtual assistant is that it's inexpensive to trial run a virtual assistant. If you really think about running virtual assistant at $8 or so an hour, there's a very low barrier to entry to almost any real estate team that's considering engaging a virtual assistant. And of course, there are very different things that a virtual assistant can do. Most commonly, at least in our experience, people are using virtual assistants for admin type responsibilities. So it was kind of a newer thing for us to try the virtual assistant for ISA responsibilities, and we started by hiring one guy. Now for our team, we had already been running a relatively robust inside sales operations with folks here in our Austin office, actual, kind of day-to-day employees in the office. And so we had a lot of the systems and processes and expectations already in place. We had that prospecting base within our organization already. And so we kind of had a set of expectations that we knew that a virtual assistant would need to achieve in order for it to make sense. Now, the reality is that we tried one. We hired one virtual assistant, tried him out for a month or two. I believe it was about a month and a half before I was like, okay, this makes sense. I understand what this gentleman's capabilities are, and for the next round, we went out and hired 3.
What made that happen? Like, when was it like, okay, this guy can do it? Like, what was that experience? What happened? What was part of that for you?
Okay, so for us, what I'm looking actually for our virtual assistant ISAs to do is to generate what we call seller nurtures. And seller nurtures are identified and quality seller leads that have basically had a level of scrubbing done with them. So they need to meet 4 characteristics in order to be considered a nurture that we want to add into our database. They need to be selling within 2 years. We even prefer in the next 12 months is ideal, but they need to be selling within the next 2 years. We need to have valid contact information, all of their contact information. You'd be amazed at how difficult it is to get those 2 things sometimes. There needs to be a clear selling opportunity for us. So, if they're going to sell, but they're going to be using their sister Betty, well, that's not a nurture. That's not somebody that we want to add to our database. And we also the fourth and most important thing is we need to understand their motivation. Why are they selling? What is their motivation for doing this and engaging in this process? So that ensures that we're adding high quality leads to our seller portfolio, people that we will potentially have an opportunity to do business with later down the road. Now, for us, with the cost associated in our market based on our average sales price, we needed our virtual assistants to be adding 2 to 3 qualified seller leads to our database every day in order for it to make sense. I know it doesn't seem like a whole lot, 2 to 3 seller leads, but you think about the number of folks that they're, basically what we're having them do is neighborhood calling. They're calling just massive lists of individuals in neighborhoods here in the Austin market, and not people that have raised their hands and expressed any desire to sell. We're really turning over every stone trying to find potential sellers to add to the database. Then they're converting those individuals, or putting them into our database, sending them some marketing materials, and then our in-house ISAs nurture those people over time and set the appointment with them. Now, we're probably looking to convert to a point where the virtual assistant ISAs are setting their own appointments, but it's something where we wanted to kind of crawl before we walk before we run, kind of take it step by step, and engage and add things to their tool bag, so to speak, as they got more experienced and had higher level conversations, and we had a higher understanding and a belief system that they could achieve at a high level. And for those of you guys that are on our email database or our email distribution list, we just released a video of a mock call that I did with one of our virtual assistant ISAs, a gentleman named Andre Fuentes, who we hired through MyOutDesk, and he absolutely has great prospecting conversations. He's a very skilled individual, and you can actually watch that video at our YouTube page, to see for yourself. Listen to the kind of conversation that this gentleman is capable of having. And I think that even some of the most skeptical people that I've talked to about virtual assistant ISAs have gotten back to me after listening to that call and said, "Okay, that was pretty solid."
Right. Right. What has been the most surprising thing about kind of blending your office in this way, using a virtual assistant to convert seller leads?
Well, so one of the most interesting things that we identified, Daniel, is a lot of people talk to us about, well, what does the career path look like for an ISA? What does an ISA eventually hope to become? What do they just want to eventually become a buyer's agent or something like that? I mean, who would want to stay an ISA forever? And what we've actually been able to discover through this VA ISA program is it's the beginning of helping our in-house ISAs build a team within our organization. So these virtual assistant ISAs are actually supporting our in-house ISAs and helping them build their pipeline, helping them find more quality seller leads to nurture and to convert. And so basically, it's a different career path for a highly skilled inside sales agent to build a team underneath them of highly skilled prospectors that help them build their pipeline, so that there's a career path for an ISA other than becoming an agent or becoming a sales manager or something like that. This is them having their own inside sales team, and it becomes cost effective to do that with a combination of virtual assistants and in-house ISAs.